Hey everyone, this is going to be a quick video customizing this windlass winged Viking spear. Before we get into this, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. I'm going to make a short spear out of this one, so I bought this shovel handle that I'm going to use as the handle on this spear. The first thing I'm going to do is strip this handle down to bare wood and sand it smooth. Then I'm going to cut the tapered portion down, because as you can see, it's quite a bit too long. So I will cut that down and then we'll see how it looks.
Hey nenita, ven conmigo, mi amorcito es vikingo. No te marches de mi vera, yo te sigo a donde vayas. Me dijiste que me amabas y yo te entregué mi alma. Me marchita la conciencia si no huelo tu fragancia. Y es que solo me contengo, mi pasión la llevo dentro. Ver tus curvas enloquece y así mi amiguito crece. Carnecita, buen bocado, mucho tiempo esperando. Y ahora que llegaste, es la hora de arriesgarse. Vamos a bailar los dos en nuestro amor. Yeah. Tengo que danzar por ti, tú por mí. Sabrosito, muéstrame tu flor, oh diosa del glamour. Oh yeah. Póstrate ante mí, tú eres mi destino.
The handle's been smoothed and I cut the end off. The spearhead still doesn't fit, as you can see. So I'm going to have to remove some wood to get this to fit.
Y es que yo te solicito, y también mi pajarito, que te pongas bien abierta. Yo te llevo a la huerta, maquillada, desvestida. Tú eres muy atrevida, y ahora que me miras, yo sé por quién tú suspiras. Yo sé por quién tú suspiras. Yo sé por quién tú suspiras. Vamos a bailar los dos en nuestro amor. Yeah. Tengo que danzar por ti.
And there we go. The head is now fitted to the handle. I'm now going to take this back off and I am going to sharpen it. One thing you'll notice is I have a piece of katana handle wrap on one of the wings. This is to be able to keep track of which edge I'm grinding so that I can grind this edge evenly.
Que estoy en racha, yo soy un hacha, ya estoy aquí. Vamos a bailar los dos en nuestro amor. Yeah. Tengo que danzar por ti y tú por mí. Sabrosito, muéstrame tu flor, oh diosa del glamour. Oye, póstrate ante mí, tú eres mi destino, my love. Vamos a bailar los dos en nuestro amor. Yeah. Tengo que danzar por ti y tú por mí. Sabrosito, muéstrame.
The handle is now ready for the burn pattern, so I'm now going to do that. I'm going to give it the same burn pattern that's on my cold steel pipe hawk.
My love.
And there we go, the burn rings are now done. I went with solid rings on the ends and zigzag in the middle. So now from here, I will now start the oil finish on the handle. For the finish on this one, I'm going to be trying something different. I'm doing a 50-50 blend of boiled linseed oil and tung oil. There we go. I will now let this soak in and then I'll remove the excess. As you can see, the blade is now fully sharp on both edges. Before I put this on the handle, I'm going to clean the inside of the socket because there is some rust in there. To do that, I'm just going to use some steel wool on some threaded rod, and I'm just going to put this in a drill. The steel wool that I'm using is some very fine steel wool, so it is both removing the rust and burnishing the inside at the same time. So now what I'm going to do is mount this spearhead to the handle. Here's the handle that I'm going to be using, and I'm just going to seat this. And there we go, it's fully seated. Now I'm going to drill this and secure it in place. The holes are drilled, and for this one, I'm going to use some screws. These fit this very well, I think. Eventually I'm going to get some different types of screws because these are Phillips head. But until then, these work very well. And there we go, the screws are now in place. As I said, eventually I will switch this from something Phillips head to something else. But I do like the idea of screws because should I decide I want to put a longer handle on this spearhead, or should the handle break, which in the case of a handle like this, that's not likely. But if something like that were to happen with screws, you can back them out, and with a spearhead like this, it's easier to take off. As opposed to if these were nails, then that would be much more difficult to remove. So that's pretty much it. This is done. This is fairly short, as you can see, but this is very handy for situations that you don't have as much room, such as inside of a house. Here it is compared to my long hewing spear. As you can see, the shorter one is just a little bit over 2 feet shorter than the long hewing spear. So that's pretty much it. The next thing I'm going to be doing with this spear is I'm going to make a sheath for it, but that's going to be in another video, so definitely be sure to keep your eyes out for that. If you'd like to have a spear customized, you can find out how to contact me at studentofwarcustoms.com. The link will be in the description. The music in this video was made by a friend of mine named Lo Belver. The link to his channel will also be in the description, along with the timestamps of the songs used. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.